Hello everyone. I'm late today because my keyboard was not working, and I spent 15 minutes to fix that. And it's a pretty interesting day. Market starting to lose the momentum, and now is barely below the 9 EMA. I'm gonna sell my EMPH. For shorting. Man, got stopped out on Oclo yesterday. Today is I didn't get a I don't get a gap up, so probably gonna miss this one. Not sure about shorting it today. Like I think it's possible to short. I can short today. I can like maybe shorting MU after I can reverse my positions like flipping from the longs to shorts. I don't know if this is a really a very good idea. I would prefer waiting a little bit because I'm, I don't want to rush, like being too rushed and like to be very aggressive on the short side. The market is still in an uptrend, and I believe this is only one of the pullbacks or the short term correction of the longer term move. So it's kind of different to maybe the market back in February or last year. Like we're just we're in a very strong uptrend, and last December I got punished from trying to play both sides, the longs and the shorts, and then got a huge drawdown. So like after, and also from the February experience, I think that I would not be too over or like very aggressive for the short side, especially in an uptrend. Would rather maybe like just sitting out. We are we are seeing some ugly actions from the individual names, and my keyboard is not working again. I think some of the names like AXTI, if we're getting a bounce in the next week into the declining moving averages, I think it's a I may short some of them. The SK Hynix is also breaking down from the 9 EMA. Samsung is pulling back into the 9 EMA after some high volumes candles and a bit of the range expansion in the last few days. Get a backup keyboard and mouse. A USB wide one is more reliable than Bluetooth. Yeah, we'll consider it. Just found the USB cable, and should have solved the problem. Yeah, I think I'm gonna sell EMPH when there's any bounce into the 62 area, I think. What do you think is the best indicator for identifying a market downturn? No specific indicator, unfortunately. And you should, I believe you should not focus on finding the best indicator on this or that, like on best indicator for support, like is this the 9 EMA is the best, or 11 EMA is the best, or best indicator for good EP or anything like that. I mean, maybe the best indicator is the price, and the price or maybe for the volume is like 80% price, 20% volume. That's it. No need other stuffs. Like all indicators are calculating based on the price or volumes, like even the EMAs or the end of VWAP. But there are a few things that that I don't quite like in the past few days. Is the extension and the volume spike on some leaders. Marvel, huge volume and very extended from the EMAs. Even if we are not finding the top here, like even if it goes further higher, it won't be long lasting. Like it can't go up forever in this, especially in this type of volume and pace. Gapping up 30%. I think the volume is more important on this one, because like for percentage wise, it is only going up to 100% and then another 30% gap, for 30% gap up. Percentage wise may not be that super extended, but if we're also taking the consideration of a mega cap stock and a huge volume candle, that's not a good thing. It's not only Marvel, like ARM is also pretty extended and also huge volume gap up on the same day too. And also Dell, but they are all like 50% above the 50 EMA. Yeah, get out of my EMPH at 62 around. And there are a lot of the stuffs too, like VSH. This one is also another one that is going straight up and getting higher volume. And a lot of the old leaders, like the earlier leaders, always mention about light. Like the early leaders started the uptrend for almost a year, like making 200% moves. I mean 2000% moves. I mean the longer the higher they go, like the higher the probability the next pullback is gonna be it's gonna be the real reversal. So I don't know. Can they hold? Can they find support and maybe making a new high in the coming weeks or months? But today, like my current thought is, I think we are going to get a longer term correction or a deeper correction before the next rally, or either we get a very quick flush, like and then another V-shaped recovery. That may be probably the best, but I think I would prepare for the worst case scenario. AOI looking pretty strong today. This Oclo, I think this could be a really good short. Should we start finding leaders that hold well during this correction? Definitely. Although this is only maybe day one of the correction or the pullback. I don't know how long it will last, but if you're not gonna short or you prefer just sitting out and just gonna chill during this pullback, don't forget to look for the next, like the relative strengths or the potential leaders that are emerging from this pullback. I mean, again, the example of QCOM back in 1998. I think QCOM started its rally quite late during the first leg up of the late 1998. the V-shaped blockout rally. Yeah, it started this rally pretty late, maybe like right here on February, and it's taking the lead since February 99, and then went up for 2000%. Not sure whether we'll get one like this, and the market is gonna do a insane bubble run, similar to 2099, 1999. But yeah, I truly agree on we should look for the new leaders on every pullback or correction. So still remember Marvel back in March, when the indices are below the EMAs, are going lower, it is holding up very well, and it turns out to be one of the biggest moving names in this rally. Yeah, do compare the price actions from the individual stocks to the indices. I think that's pretty effective. I wish we're going to get a bounce next week. Then I maybe can enter some shorts. But if it keeps going lower, then maybe I'm going to wait for a while. If you had to follow one index, which one would you follow? You don't have to follow one. I'm not going to follow only one index. That's why I'm putting all three here. And Marvel, if Marvel is going to like find support and even breaking out in into the new highs, that would be a really good short setup in the coming days. Yeah, AOI is looking very strong today. SMTC is also holding up pretty well. This FX is also holding up pretty well. BIAV is also above the EMAs. So I have no idea what will I do if I don't know if the market is going to bounce. Yeah, right now I prefer I'm just going to stay away and see how it develops. It's a little bit mixed right now, and it definitely the close today matters a lot. But still, I think if we're getting a bounce, like a breakout next week into the previous swing high, I'm still not a big fan of buying anything here. Would be a bit suspicious. Maybe just a few days rally and then a reversal. Yeah, and I think I'm just going to focus on the short side here. If the market continues breaking up into the new high side, I'm just going to sit out and wait patiently. Do you trade bear markets only shorting stocks? Mostly shorting stocks, I believe. Maybe back in 2022, there are some energy longs or metals longs, and I kind of feel like also feeling the sentiments of the chats of you guys is a bit bullish compared to the earliest days of the trends. Recent days, I'm seeing a lot of like buying pullbacks, but buying into the dips, but not that much during the early days. No, gold and silver are breaking down. Not getting another bounce before this breakdown, and probably gonna miss this too. Yeah, I'm missing quite a lot in it. No matter the rally or the reversal, made a lot of mistakes too. So I've traded much better. Maybe Ethereum is going back to $500. On the weekly, it looks pretty bad. it's a little bit of wedging up. It's like a, I don't know, like the momentum of the rally is getting weaker and weaker. But definitely it matters. It matters with the market cap. Like Ethereum is the market cap is getting, I think, more than 300 billion in the highs. So definitely it won't be traded that fast. It won't be that volatile compared to 2013, 2017. But it's a pretty ugly breakdown. Well, this is Bitcoin. Yeah, we'll not be surprised if Ethereum return to like go back to maybe $500 or even $300. NQ looks to be at a potential support level right now. previous highs and the 20 SMA were stopping you from buying a pullback right now. Is the index too extended for you and some consolidations are needed? I care about the individual names more. I think there will be a very high chance for the semi names or the AI names is going to do some consolidation. Now the best case is going sideways, but like maybe I think this maybe they're going to like they need to pull back to they will pull back to the 21 on maybe Marvel is gonna fill the gap. Like Nvidia is not doing well. Yeah, a lot of like the semi ETF, the whole sector is I would say very extended, and when they have a higher chance of deeper pullback, like maybe going back to the 50 EMA, yeah, the less that I would like to buy the pullback. And yeah, to me, I just think we need a longer consolidation. But that's just my thought. Like I don't know if things are going to change in the coming days. Maybe I will have a different view. But right now, I just think we may need a longer consolidation. Yeah, I mean this is the spot that I would like to go short. Like then there's no reason for me to buy the pullback. That no matter what the market is going to do, whether it really is going to the downside or it finds support and go turn higher. If I have to pick one, like buying the pullbacks or doing a short, I would choose the short side. What made you want to short Oklo? Oklo, yeah, I talk about it in I think on Monday. I mean, some of you think it could be a possible long setup, as it's getting pretty tight, like above the daily EMAs. But I don't quite like the weekly, like the weekly. Last week it is closing above the 9 EMA, but like the 9 is under the 21 and under the 50. I'm not a fan of buying any breakouts in this spot. And that the context is after the market is being very hot and being extended up there, Oklo is still down here. So I think like I would lean towards the short side. I think I said it on Monday, but it definitely can go both ways. So I skipped the long side, didn't trade any of the breakouts, and then yeah, weekly you can see like it's pulling, you can say it's pulling back into the weekly EMAs. And this is a really bad looking weekly candle, trying to push higher, failed, and getting rejected by all the previous highs here and the 50 EMA. I think this is also one of the, let me say, it's a mistake that I've learned in the past. Like I would try to long stocks when in this type of sports, but generally it doesn't work. that well. I am 95% technical. The remaining 5% is I will only look at the themes for the fundamental side. That's so sad that I didn't find an entry on gold and silver. I'm really trying to be patient this time, but maybe this time being too patient. Napiers took off half my position at 270, holding half from 200 average. Other buys were 136 and 173 that I saw. Would you let the second half stop at 200? Like really, this type of like because really no one can predict the market, right? I can't really tell what you should really do, but to me, I think I'm just going to sell it when it close below the 9 EMA, or maybe it's close below the gap. This at 233, 232 level. I'm not going to wait for it to fall below 200 to sell the remaining parts. But that's just my view. Like opinion doesn't matter at all. Like the same reason as I've just talked about on the general market, like I really don't like the extension of some leaders, and also the original leaders are getting really up high, and we are seeing some distributions from maybe like Planet Lab is falling, is losing the 50-day. Like it's just not the favorable condition for my style right now. Yeah, but I mean yeah, we should just make a decision and try to stick with it. If you decided to use like the hold FPS until it reaches 200, then make sure you follow your decisions and your plan after you have made it, and that's what matters. If you are in gold and silver short, what would be your possible target? I don't really have any targets, like profit targets. General approach that I would do is going to maybe cover some into the lows, near the lows of the previous the pin bar candles, and then just trying to write it down like and yeah, I don't really have any profit targets. It really depends on the price actions during the downtrend, and maybe some other factors as well. I'm going to end the day here. I love this pullback. I love this correction. I just don't know how low it will get. Thank you guys for coming, and see you in the next one.